In this lecture, I want to introduce the trading platform. Now, we're going to be using this trading platform extensively for all our purposes. This platform is called Thinkorswim. It's owned by TD Ameritrade now. It is a great platform for options analysis. Most trading platforms in the US are pretty advanced at this point. While you'll see some features are better on one platform and some features are better on others, they all should have similar feature sets. So whatever things you can do on one platform, you should be able to do it on another. Obviously, the user interface and everything will be different. If you haven't seen a platform like this, it may seem a little confusing to you, but trust me, it's not all that bad. Let me introduce the Thinkorswim platform. What we are looking at is any symbol you want to pull up, you can put it up over here. This is the E-mini futures, which is trading. You can see it's actually live now. It's only 8:15 in the morning. Today is Feb 18th, 8:15 in the morning. This is a simulated trading account. So everything that we are going to do in this course, I'm going to show you in the simulated trading, which is paper money account. This on the left hand side, I have a little bit of a watch list. So the things that I watch are the ES, which is the futures, because the futures trades on a 24-hour basis. I'd like to know what is happening with the futures. So here I can see the futures are up 450. So okay, so we are expecting a mild, slightly positive open to the markets. /GC is gold. You can see gold is slightly down. This is the Nasdaq futures, up about 16 points. This is the oil futures. /CL is the oil futures, which is about 68 cents up. Then you have the index called VIX. Then you have bonds. Bonds are down about 3 cents. And then I have some stocks here. These are the stocks that I am interested in. And you can always, of course, keep your own kind of watch list as to what all interests you. I look at Apple, Google, Goldman Sachs, Priceline, Netflix, Chipotle Mexican Grill, LinkedIn, Facebook, Tesla, and Amazon. These are my main stocks. If I do any trading, I generally do it on these stocks unless there is a significant opportunity on the others. So now if you have positions open, you can monitor them here. I don't have anything right now. If you wanted to trade, you come under the trade tab and you'll be able to trade here. You can trade Forex, for example, put one contract on Forex. They trade in pairs. And so these are all the pairs that's going on here. Then you can do futures. You can trade futures. Here you have the ES, the S&P futures. Then you have the Nasdaq. This is the Russell 2000. This is the Dow Jones. So there's all kinds of futures here. You can create your own watch list. Now let's go take a look at charts, because charts is obviously one of the more important ones. And under charts, you can do like here. This is the chart of the S&P futures, 3-month chart, but a daily chart. So each bar is 1 day of action. So now you could have a daily chart, you could have intraday. So 1 day, 1 minute chart. This was yesterday. So from yesterday onwards, this is how the S&P has traded. And of course, you can zoom in to see what happens. What you'll see here below is the volume. And I would highly recommend, regardless of what you do, I would highly recommend that you put volume as one of the subgraphs, because it is one of the most important information that you can glean from a stock's chart. So you can have various styles. Put a daily chart. We can go back to a 5-year monthly chart as well, and you'll see this is the S&P. And so you can see that right from 2011, the S&P has been steadily climbing. Here we are seeing a little bit of volatility here. So this is from last July onwards. Here, let's do a 3-month daily chart, which is what we had. If you are a technical trader, now this is beautiful. You can see that back in January, the S&P has been coming down steadily from the beginning of the year. But when it came on the 20th of January, it got supported with higher volume. So you can see it opened right here or around 1870. Then that day, it went all the way down to 1800. So that's a drop of 70 points. However, but it closed all the way back up at 1852. So it went all the way down to 1800 and recovered 50 points. So that's a good sign, because it starts off and goes down all the way, but it also recovered almost all of it. It's still a negative day, but it recovers almost all of it and closed with high volume. So basically, when it closed at 1850, it's a bullish sign because there is high volume there. And you can see it went all the way down and it came up. So technical analysis people are going to be looking at this stuff and they'll say, oh, that was a good support point. So this is called a support point. It really got supported there. And you can see from that day onwards, at least there's a slight bit of an uptick. Now, it didn't last, but this is what is most interesting. When it comes back to the same point around 1800, see how it got supported again with slightly higher volume than before it. If you're a technical trader, support and resistance is going to be key. So if you put this, if you just draw a straight line, you can see that it almost came to the same point and it got supported again. Now it's going up. This is a good move up from 1800 all the way to 1928. That's 128 S&P points. So that's a very good move up. Now you're probably going to see some resistance here because the previous point over here got rejected and the market fell down again. So we'll have to see how this point works out. So when you look at technical analysis, although we're not talking about technical analysis, but this is what technical analysis is all about, is you look at previous chart patterns and see at which points traders and investors came in to either support it or to resist it. So resistance happens on the top side, support happens on the bottom side. So you would want to see what happens when the S&P tries to push over the 1940 level. Does it break through or does it break apart? That's when you take the trade, because you want to get confirmation. So if you're a technical trader, that's the kind of stuff that you'd be looking for, and you would take the trade based upon what you see on the markets. Now, basically, I wanted to show the platform. Most platforms will have most of these features. You want to create your own watch list. You want to look at charts. You want to look at short-term charts. You want to look at long-term charts, and then make your decisions. Thanks.